With your knees as wide as comfortable, walk your hands out in front of you and lower your head to the ground. Rest your chest between your knees. Let yourself settle in, completely surrendering to your practice. Child's pose is your resting position, and you are welcome to come back to it any time during the class if you feel overwhelmed or out of breath or just need a break. Rise up into tabletop by shifting your weight forward and straightening your arms. Arch your back and look up, then drop the head and look down, pulling the belly in. Now curl your toes under and lift your hips high, going into downward facing dog. Press your chest toward your thighs and pedal out your feet. Lower your head down between your elbows. Spread your fingers out wide. Heels are reaching toward the floor. Now walk your feet towards your hands to the top of the mat and hang out in a deep forward fold. Your feet are slightly wider apart than hip distance. Let your arms hang heavy. Relax your neck. Relax your jaw. Now move your feet together with the toe heel and tuck your chin into your chest, and rounding the back up, slowly roll up to standing. Bring your hands together to heart center. Anchor your weight down evenly through your feet and stand tall through the crown of your head. Close your eyes and consider your intention for practice today. What do you hope to accomplish today? The first thing that comes to mind is perfect. Your intention does not need to be complicated. Lower your hands and circle your arms out to the sides. Reaching up and overhead, bring the hands together and continue standing tall. Exhale and bending at the waist to forward fold. Come all the way down, fingertips to the mat. Then with an inhale, come to halfway lift, sliding your hands up to your shins and raising the upper body so the back is flat, slightly pulling your shoulders back. Now exhaling, drop down to forward fold. Bend the knees and place your hands down on the mat and bring your feet back into a plank or a push-up position. Think about spreading your fingers wide with strong hands gripping the mat. Hips are lowered so the body is in one straight line from head to toe. Now shift your weight forward a couple inches and then shift back. Bending the elbows, lower down to half plank. Coming all the way down, chest to the floor, then arching the back, lift your head and straighten your arms for upward facing dog. If this is uncomfortable for your lower back, you can keep your elbows slightly bent. Lift your chest and lift the tops of your legs off the mat, so the only parts touching are the tops of your feet and your hands. This is a challenging pose, so if it's too much, keep the elbows slightly bent and the knees on the mat. Roll your shoulders open and engage your leg muscles. Take a big breath and then exhale and raise the hips up, going back to downward facing dog. Press the heels to the mat. Inhale, look up to the top of the mat. Exhale, bring your left foot and then the right to the top of the mat between your hands. Lift up halfway, bringing your hands to the shins and a flat back. Inhale and then exhale as you drop the hands and head into forward fold. Inhale into mountain pose as you reach your arms up and around overhead. Lower your hands and then lower to heart center and come all the way back down to forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, and then exhale and lower back down. Place your hands on the mat and lower down, bringing your feet back to plank. Lower down to the mat, bending the elbows, and then arching the back to upward facing dog. Inhale and then exhale down, back to downward facing dog. Now lift your right leg high and then bring that leg into your chest and place your right foot between your hands. Rotate your left foot outward, and with your weight on the right foot, raise your upper body up, facing forward over your right knee to Warrior One. Place your hands on your hips. Then reach both arms overhead. Your right knee is bent and your left leg is straight, with your left foot at a 45-degree angle. Bending into the right leg, drop the hips. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, we'll drop both arms down to Warrior Two. The right arm is reaching forward with the palm down, and the left arm is reaching to the back, both at shoulder level, with your focus looking over the right hand. Your core is engaged. Your legs are strong. Now we'll go into reverse triangle and straighten both legs. Now you windmill the arms, bringing the left hand to your thigh and reaching the right hand up. Now hinging at the waist, lean forward and reach your right arm out, and then lower it down to your right shin for triangle pose. Lifting the left arm up straight. If your balance allows, look up to your left hand. Lean back into your left shoulder. Your core is strong and your body is in one straight plane. Hold this position and then take a big deep inhale as you rise up. Bringing your left arm down, pivot your right front forward so both feet are facing the same direction. Place your hands on your hips. Take a deep breath in here, expanding your chest, and exhale. Hinge at your hips and fold forward, bringing your hands to the mat. Let's stay here for a few deep breaths. Drop the head towards the floor. To get more flexibility here in your hamstrings, shift your weight more into your hands. Breathe. Bring your hands up to your hips. Lift your body up and turning to the right. Inhaling, lift both arms up to shoulder level to Warrior Two. Exhale and cartwheel the arms, lowering the left hand to your left thigh and raising the right hand up to reverse warrior. Reverse that cartwheel, lowering the right arm and swinging the left arm up. Bring both hands down to the mat. Step your feet back to downward facing dog. Switching sides now, we will repeat that sequence. Now lift your left leg high, then bring your left leg into your chest, bending the knee, and place your left foot between your hands. Rotate your right foot outward, and with your weight on your left foot, raise your upper body into a low lunge, facing forward over your left knee to Warrior One. Place your hands on your hips. Then reach both arms overhead. Keep your hips squared to the front. Sink into the front leg. Your left knee is bent and your right leg is straight, with your right foot at a 45-degree angle. Bending into the left leg, drop the hips. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, drop both arms down to shoulder level to Warrior Two. The left arm is reaching forward with the palm down, and the right arm is reaching to the back, with your focus looking over the left hand. Your core is engaged and your legs are strong. Now we will go into reverse triangle. Straighten both legs, windmill the arms, bringing the right hand down to your right thigh and reaching the left hand up. Now look to your left hand. Hinging at the waist, lean forward and reach your left arm out and then lower it down to your left shin for triangle pose. Lifting the right arm up straight. If your balance allows, look up to your right hand. Lean back into your right shoulder. Your core is strong and your body is in one straight plane. There should be some lift in this posture. Hold this position and then take a big deep inhale as you raise up. Bring your right arm down, pivot your left front forward so that both feet are facing the same direction. Place your hands on your hips. This time let's take a different arm position. Bringing both hands behind your back, interlace the fingers. Take a big breath, expanding your chest, and exhale as you hinge at your hips and forward fold, lowering your head towards the mat. Let your head hang heavy. Let gravity do the work. Let's stay here for a few deep breaths. Bring your hands to your hips and lift your body up, turning to the left. Inhale and lift both arms up to shoulder level to Warrior Two, facing the front of the mat. The left arm is forward, right arm is reaching back. Exhale and cartwheel the arms, lowering the right hand to your right thigh and raising the left hand up to reverse warrior. Now reverse that cartwheel, lowering the left arm and swinging the right arm up. Bring both hands to the mat. Step your feet back to a high plank. Lower the knees to the ground. Then lower the upper body to the ground, keeping the elbows tucked in close to the body to upward facing dog. Inhale and look up. Then exhale and push up and back to downward facing dog. Lifting your right leg up high, inhale and then exhale and swing the knee through, placing your right foot between your hands for a low lunge. Lift the upper body up, raising both arms overhead and balancing on the ball of the back left foot. You are now in crescent lunge. Bring your hands together at heart center and take a big inhale. Then as you exhale, keeping the hands together, twist your upper body to the right as you bring the right elbow up and the left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Find a spot to focus on to help you balance. Lower both hands to the floor. on the inside of the right foot for runner's lunge. Lower the left knee to the floor and relax the top of the left foot. Sink your hips toward the ground. We will stay here for a few breaths, inhaling and exhaling deeply. Let's go back to downward facing dog, feet together, and we'll switch sides. Lifting your left leg up high. Inhale, then exhale as you swing it through, placing your left foot between your hands for a low lunge. Lift the upper body up, raising both arms overhead and balancing on the ball of the back right foot for a crescent lunge. Bring your hands together at heart center and take a big inhale. Then as you exhale, keeping the hands together, twist your upper body to the left as you bring the left elbow up and the right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Finding a spot to focus to help with balance. Hold this position for a breath. Now let's lower both hands to the floor on the inside of the left foot for runner's lunge. Lower the right knee to the floor and relax the top of the right foot to the floor. Sink your hips toward the ground, letting gravity take hold. Relax your shoulders. We will stay here for a few breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Stay calm and stay focused. Take your time and find your way back to downward facing dog. Walk the dog, pedaling the feet, heels down, right and left. Now for pigeon pose, bring your right foot forward towards your left wrist, lowering the knee and shin to the floor. Lower the hips down. Keep your hips squared to the front of the mat. Relax the back foot. Lift your chest, look up, and take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, lower the body down and come to your forearms. For an even deeper stretch, lower your forehead to the mat. Breathe deeply and relax. Settle in here. One more big breath in and a big exhale. Breathe in and slowly rise up, placing your hands onto the mat. Bring your right foot back to down dog. Then lift your right leg up and let the right knee bend, dropping the foot. Hang out here and enjoy this great hip opening pose. Now lower the leg back to the floor and we will switch sides. Bring your left foot up, forward towards your right wrist, lowering the knee and shin to the floor. Lower the hips down. Keep them squared to the front of the mat. Relax the back foot. Lift your chest Look up and take a big inhale, and then as you exhale, lower the body down and come to your forearms. If your body allows, lower your forehead to the mat. Breathe deeply and relax. Settle in here. Surrender to this pose. It's an intense one, but very effective for lengthening the hamstring. One more big breath in and a big exhale. Slowly rise up, placing your hands onto the mat. Bring your left foot back to downward facing dog. Then lift your leg up and let the left knee bend, dropping the left foot. Now lower the left leg down and come to your knees for camel pose. Knees are hip distance apart. Keep your toes curled under for more stability. Place your hands on your lower back. Lift up through your chest and slowly lean back into a gentle back bend. For an extra stretch, bring your hands to your heels. Take about 3 deep breaths. Bring your hands back to your hips. Lower down, sitting on your feet, into a seated hero pose. Close your eyes. Take a few breaths. If sitting on your feet is uncomfortable, you can choose to sit cross-legged with your feet in front of you. Now lean forward, placing your hands out in front, and come to your last downward facing dog for today. Do you notice any difference in how this down dog feels compared to the first one you took today? Now walk the feet to the front of the mat and let's do gorilla pose. Let your upper body hang loose. Bend your knees slightly, and one at a time, place your palms under your feet, with the palms facing up and the back of the hand on the floor. Try to get your hands placed so far under your feet that your toes come up to your wrist. Wiggle your toes and massage the palms of your hands, working out all of the tension that might have settled in from the work done today on your hands. Now release the hands and shake them out. Bend your knees and take a seat on the mat, feet flat on the floor. Reaching your arms out straight beside the knees, slowly lean back and lower down to the floor, one vertebrae at a time. Bring both knees in the chest and hug your legs. Now lower both knees down to the right, stretching the left arm out and looking toward the left arm. Take about 3 deep breaths in this pose, relaxing deeper and deeper with each breath. Bring the knees back to center and switch sides. Both knees fall softly to the left, right arm reaching out. Come back to center for happy baby pose. Bringing the soles of your feet together, grab your big toes, letting your knees fall apart. Rock side to side, massaging the lower back. Bring your knees back to your chest. Hug the legs. And now we will finish with Shavasana, or the corpse pose. Extend the legs out long, letting the feet loosely fall to the side. Open your arms at your sides, palms up, eyes closed. Soften your face. Try to widen the space between your eyebrows. Relax the mouth and jaw. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. Notice the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe in and out, effortlessly and smoothly. Let your entire body relax, completely sinking into the ground. We'll stay here in total silence for 1 minute. Now, as we begin to bring awareness back, gently wiggle your toes and fingers. Reach your arms overhead and take a long body stretch. A big inhale, and as you exhale, bring your knees into your chest slowly. Come to your side. This time with both arms and legs facing the same direction. Take your time and come to seated position. Hands to heart center. Remember once again what your intention was when you started your practice today. Also remember that when we practice on the mat, we can apply off the mat. Namaste.